raging stream across the land. Sancho grips the metal band.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. This video today we're going to be having a look at this. It's the latest Honda Hornet 1000 SP. It was released at the beginning of this year by Honda, and it's their take on the Super Naked. So let's have a closer look and see what it's got to offer. Some motorcycles demand respect, some demand earplugs. The 2025 Honda Hornet 1000 SP demands both, and maybe a dash of, self-control. This is no longer the polite commuter with a sting in its tail. This is a litre-class street fighter in a Savile Row suit. A gentleman hooligan, if you will. You can see it straight away. The Hornet 1000 SP isn't just a scaled-up 750. It's been built to make you pause mid-sentence and mutter something unprintable. It looks muscular without being cartoonish, like a middleweight boxer who reads philosophy. The stance is aggressive, all sharp creases and purposeful geometry, with a minimalist LED headlight glaring like it's late for a fight. Underneath, the heritage is clear. Honda didn't build a new engine for this bike, they simply reached back to one of their finest creations, the 2017 CBR 1000RR Fireblade, and said, let's make it behave. The result is a 999cc inline-4, detuned and remacked for torque rather than top-end lunacy. It still punches out a healthy 155 brake horsepower at 11,000 RPM and 107 newton meters, or that's 79 pound-foot of torque at 9,000 RPM. Detuned? Technically yes. Neutered? Not a chance. Thumb the starter and the Hornet fires into a muted burble, the exhaust crackling politely at idle. It's the kind of sound that promises fireworks without waking the neighbours. A Fireblade whispering sweet threats under its breath. The Hornet's engine is what truly makes it special. The motor feels alive, elastic and gloriously mechanical. Around town, in Haywards Heath's 30-mile-an-hour shuffle, it's smooth and docile, barely ticking over at 3,000 RPM. But twist the throttle just a touch too far and it lunges forward with a surge of torque that feels less detuned superbike and more angry god in the crisp right shirt. 0 to 60 miles an hour happens in roughly 3.2 seconds, which is proper quick for a naked bike. Keep it pinned and you'll see a top speed of around 150 mile an hour, which is more than enough to get you barred from polite society. But the real story here isn't the headline numbers, it's the delivery. Below 5,000 it's civilised, friendly and even easygoing. Between 6,000 and 8,000 RPM it wakes up, it hardens its voice and it snarls its way towards redline with a kind of relentless, spine-tingling urgency that only a Honda Inline 4 can deliver. That blend of composure and chaos makes it the perfect weapon for a Sussex and Surrey commute. Leaving Haywards Heath on a cool October morning, I snaked through Balcombe's wooded lanes, the engine humming contentedly in third gear. It's tractable, it's forgiving, unbothered by potholes and 20-mile-an-hour zones. It's really well behaved. But the moment I clear Hawley and join the A217 towards Reigate, the bike changes personality. Crack open the throttle, the Hornet howls. A note that rises from bassy thunder to high-pitched Fireblade fury as the revs climb. It's intoxicating, the kind of noise that makes you grin like an idiot inside your helmet. Fuel economy, well, I averaged around 47 to 48 miles per gallon, which is impressive considering how often the temptation to misbehave proved irresistible. With its 17-litre tank, that means roughly 175 miles before the light flickers on. Plenty for a few days commuting or a weekend blast up to Rikers and back. The Hornet's frame is pure Honda cleverness, a twin spar steel frame wrapped around that Fireblade-derived heart, giving you the perfect mix of rigidity and forgiveness. It tips the scales at 212 kilograms wet, yet somehow it feels 20 kilos lighter once on the move. At the front, Honda's fitted Showa big piston or BPF forks, fully adjustable and perfectly judged for UK roads. They soak up ripples without losing front end precision, and even on scarred B roads near Pease Pottage, The feedback through the bars is clear and predictable. Out back, the Öhlins TTX shock is the star of the show. It's the same high-spec unit you'd find on Honda's top-tier sports models, and it transforms the Hornet from good to great. The rear wheel feels glued to the road, whether you're hammering along the sweeping bends past Handcross or carving up the tighter lanes through Leaf Hill. Mid-corner bumps that would rattle lesser bikes barely raise an eyebrow here. It's as though the Öhlins has its own sixth sense. And the brakes, well, Brembo-style calipers clamping twin 310mm discs up front with a single 256mm disc at the rear. They're beautifully progressive, never grabby, and when you need them, they'll haul you down from motorway speeds to a full stop faster than you can say, "Sorry, officer." ABS intervention is subtle, traction control is quietly effective, it just all works, leaving you to enjoy the ride rather than wrestle with it. Now, most litre nakeds are awful in traffic, clutch-heavy and hot-tempered beasts that roast your thighs and your patience. But not this one. The Hornet 1000 SP is surprisingly well-mannered at low speed. The fuelling is spot on, the clutch is light, and the gearbox, with its slick up and down quick shifter, is butter smooth even when crawling through Reigate's morning snarl-ups. The upright riding position and wide bars give excellent visibility, and the mirrors, for once, actually show something other than your elbows. The seats plush enough for a full tank's riding, and the ergonomics strike a near-perfect balance between sporty and sensible. Rainy morning? No drama. The throttle response stays smooth, and with the traction control dialed up a notch, it just grips and goes. It's one of those bikes that makes you think, if I had to ride every day, I wouldn't mind doing it on this. Once the work week ends and the sun returns, the Hornet reveals its true purpose. Leave Reigate early, cut through Dorking and head south on the A24 towards Riker's Cafe, and the bike comes alive. The front end feels razor sharp, but never twitchy. You can throw it into a corner with confidence, trail the brakes in and drive out on a wave of Fireblade-born torque. It's a bike that thrives on rhythm, not manic aggression, but smooth, deliberate flow. On faster sections like the run down through South Holmwood, the Hornet feels utterly planted, the suspension breathing with the road like a living thing. There's a hint of vibration through the bars above 8,000 RPM, but nothing that distracts from the fun. What really stands out is balance, that signature Honda harmony between engine, chassis and electronics. Nothing feels tacked on or gimmicky, it's just right. There aren't really many extra electric goodies on the bike. You've got the different engine modes, but it's not quite the full IT suite that you get on modern bikes, but there's enough to get you through. Now, you'd expect a naked Fireblade to be a nightmare on the motorway, but the Hornet 1000 SP defies expectation. The minimal headlight cowl provides just enough wind deflection for sustained 70 to 80 mile an hour cruising, and the engine lopes along at around 6,000 RPM, smooth and unstressed. Even in heavy crosswinds on the M23, it's stable, predictable and far less fatiguing than something like a KTM Super Duke or a ZH2. The only real downside is a wind blast at higher speeds, which is to say, if you're doing north of 100 mile an hour, you'll know about it, but then so will everyone else in your postcode. The Hornet's greatest strength might just be how sorted it feels on real British roads. On battered country lanes around Warninglid and Cookfield, the suspension soaks up rough patches without shaking your fillings loose. The steering geometry gives quick turn-in without nervousness, and even in the wet, grip levels just inspire trust. There's none of that tall, tippy nonsense you get from some modern nakeds. This feels low, planted and genuinely confidence building. It's the kind of bike that invites you to explore the edge of a tyre rather than worry about it. As for build quality, typical Honda, the fit and finish are impeccable. The paint is deep, the switchgear is tactile, the TFT dash is crisp and logical. It doesn't shout about its tech. There's no huge tablet-style display or needlessly complicated menus. Instead, you'll get the essentials: multiple ride modes, adjustable traction and engine braking, and that silky quick shifter as standard. Every component feels premium, from the anodised fork tops to the Öhlins gold sheen under the tail, and at just over 10 grand at £10,099 on the road, it's frankly outstanding value. For context, that's less than half the price of a Fireblade SP, and yet you get a bike that delivers 90% of the thrill with 200% more comfort and usability. The 2-year warranty, extendable to 6 if you follow the Honda service plan, just seals the deal. Rivals, yeah, they do exist. Obviously, I've done that road test last year on the Yamaha MT-10. Now, that's a snarling, high-revving contender there. It's more aggressive in character, it's louder, it's got more power with its R1-derived engine. But it's a bit raw for everyday commuting, and it is very thirsty. Suzuki's GSX-S 1000 is smoother, a little less fiery, but it doesn't have the Hornet's poise or character. Kawasaki Z1000, a blunt instrument, fast and muscular, but lacking the finesse and balance of the SP. In short, the Honda 1000 SP walks the fine line between wildness and sophistication, doing the work of 3 other nakeds while making it look effortless. Now, I suppose for the verdict, this bike truly is a gentleman hooligan. After a fortnight and several hundred miles across Sussex and Surrey, the conclusion writes itself. This is one of Honda's best real-world motorcycles in years. The 2025 Honda 1000 SP blends Fireblade fury with everyday civility, creating something genuinely special. A superbike engine with manners, a commuter with muscle, a hooligan with polish. It's not perfect. The wind protection is minimal, and the engine, while gloriously smooth, doesn't have quite the lunatic edge of some rivals. But as an all-rounder, it's damn near spot on. It will take you to work in the rain without complaint, blast to Rikers in an hour of bliss, and make you grin every single time you roll on the throttle. It's the bike that proves that you can have your Fireblade and ride it too. That sound when you really open it up is absolutely intoxicating. It is a great, great sound. Old school charm. So, I suppose for a verdict, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. It's not quite perfect as I say, but it's damn close. It's a brilliant blend of brains, brawn and everyday usability. The Hornet Sting is sharper than ever. Now, thanks for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it and maybe you got something from it. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And yeah, whatever you ride safe and I'll see you next time.